All right, let's talk about home. You know, that one place where we spend most of our time? Well, the very idea of what a home is has been completely turned on its head. We're talking about a huge shift over the last couple of decades, from just a practical asset to something more like a personal sanctuary. So, let's dive right in.
Seems like a pretty simple question, right? But you know what? The answer today is way more complex than it used to be. For generations, the formula for what made a house a home was, well, pretty straightforward. Now, it's all about you. It's deeply personal, and it's driven by a whole new set of values we've never really seen before.
Okay, so to really get a handle on this, we've got to go back in time a bit. Let's take a look at the traditional mindset, what people used to look for when they were buying a house. You know, for the longest time, buying a home was pretty much a numbers game. It was all about logistics. The big questions were things like, how long's the commute? Are the schools any good? The main goal was just to find a sensible, practical box to live in that would, hopefully, go up in value over time.
And this really lays it all out, doesn't it? We've gone from looking at a home as just a financial investment to demanding that it be a lifestyle hub. But check out that second line. That's where things get really interesting. The old value, practicality, has been swapped out for restoration. I mean, that's a massive shift. It means we don't just want a place that's functional. We need a place that, well, that restores us, a personal escape from everything else. And the things driving our decisions? It's not just about the commute anymore. It's about how we can integrate our work and our life under one roof. So the big question is, what happened? What caused this huge pivot? Well, it wasn't just one thing. It was more like a perfect storm of two major forces that completely changed the game and reshuffled our priorities for what we want in a home.
And you've got to understand, this didn't happen overnight. Not at all. It was more of a slow burn, a gradual evolution over the last 20 years or so. Our own behavior slowly but surely changed our relationship with the very spaces we call home. So here they are, the two big game changers. First up, social media. All of a sudden, we had this window into endless possibilities, right? A constant feed of dream homes and amazing lifestyles. And then, bam, the rise of remote work just shattered all the old rules. Suddenly, your home wasn't just a place to sleep. It had to be your office, your gym, your favorite restaurant, and your personal retreat all rolled into one. So, what's the end results of all this? Let's dive into what the home of today looks like. A place where the lifestyle you can live there has become the new definition of luxury. And this really boils down to a new three-part focus. A home isn't just a roof over your head anymore. It has to actively support how you live, how you work, and, this is the big one, how you restore yourself. It's a much more holistic view, where your personal well-being is every bit as important as the number of square feet. And here's what that actually looks like in the real world. We're not talking about just sticking a desk in the corner of the bedroom. Nope. We're talking dedicated home offices that feel professional. We're seeing this massive demand for outdoor cooking spaces to entertain friends and family. And of course, personal gyms for our mental and physical health. And those spa-like bathrooms, that's all about finding a little slice of peace in an otherwise crazy world. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. These things, they're not extras anymore. They've gone from being nice-to-haves to absolute must-haves. This is the new baseline. It's what today's buyer expects, and honestly, they're more informed and way harder to impress than ever before. All right, so we've covered the what and the how behind this big shift. But now let's talk about the why. Why does all this matter? What does it mean for you, whether you're buying, selling, or just happily living in your own home right now? Well, for one thing, it matters because this isn't just some theory we cooked up. It's all backed by solid research. Everything we're talking about here is based on a recent design trends report that looked at what real people are actually doing and wanting. To get specific, they talked to 500 adults in the US who are right in the middle of it all. People who just bought a place, renovated, or are about to. So this information is coming straight from the source, from the very people who are shaping the market as we speak. So, what's the big takeaway here? What's the bottom line? Look, buying a home is still one of the biggest decisions you'll ever make. But the goalposts, they've completely moved. People aren't just shopping for a house anymore. They are shopping for a lifestyle. They show up with a crystal clear picture of how they want to live. They're not just buyers, they're basically lifestyle curators. And all this leaves us with a really fascinating question to chew on. We've seen the shift from the home of yesterday to the home of today. But what's next? As our lives and our tech keep evolving, what are we going to demand from the home of tomorrow?
Definitely something to think about. Thanks so much for tuning in.